Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to a high-level best of 7 between Byun, spawning in the red trunks, playing for Shopify Rebellion here in the top left of Gresvan, and in the bottom right as our blue Zerg player playing for On-Site Gaming, the man, the myth, the legend. It is Solar. Let's take a look at these openers here, as we see Byun starting with his one of his favorite starts, the command center first on the low ground. Triple drones here on the way for Solar, as he opened up with a standard hatchery first. The ideal opener against this CC on the low ground, of course. CC first, very solid builder. They're most likely going to be followed up by a double Rex as well. These players have played each other quite a bit as of late in the past 2-3 months. And I'm very aware of their styles as well. Byun often skipping any type of Hellion play in the early game, preferring the heavy Marine starts. Going for 2-on-1 type of builds, or actually just 2-on-1 type of builds, that's it. That's really what I've seen. Maybe some Marine drops every now and again, but majority of the time really just a heavy focus on early game Marines. And as I say that he doesn't build a second barracks, this is just fantastic. God, I hate it when I try to make predictions and I'm completely off. This actually is starting to lean a little bit more towards a Reaper start. And it's still a Marine. Good lord, why do I speak? So Marine into factory then? I mean, surely I can't be wrong about this as well. Okay, there we go. Marine into factory, got one thing correct. Oh, this is different than what I've seen from him before. But he's going to be... Ooh, what is this? It's a language I don't speak, that's what it is. There's a question because there's a question mark. I love that. Not Korean. Wait, what? Is Byun thinking of the viewers here? The non-Korean viewers? Look at this guy. Freaking Byun. Not Korean. I have no clue what that meant, but I love it. Then Solar just stopped speaking. Both of them capable of speaking in English, of course, as well. Solar especially very solid at English. Byun capable of communicating for sure. Especially in text is quite good. We're gonna have a fast third hatch for Solar, who has skipped his link speed so far. An interesting call. I wonder if this is going to be like a long-term thing or just a short-term thing. Could be that he throws down a roach horn here and wants to do the defense with roaches. Could also be that he just wants to save a little bit of extra money, knowing his opponent opened up with a CC first, and instead he'll... Oh, it's actually going to be a roach horn. All right. So maybe this will go into a roach all-in. We do have 2 more overlords on the way. But now 3 drones. Let's take a look at the larva counts here, okay? So 3 more larva pop out here, a couple more larva will pop out in the main base. Let's take a look at what's about to happen with these. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Larva are being saved up at a very high rate. Drones being produced in the main base, and these... Wait, no. They're not being saved. But this is not an all-in at all. Or it is? Then why did he wait so long until he wanted to morph these larvae? God, life doesn't make sense, does it? Is he gonna build any... Okay, it's not a roach all-in. Okay, this entire game has been filled with incorrect calls by me. Perhaps I just should stick to the facts, because this isn't quite doing my credibility any good here. Overlord's gonna pop in. We have 4 roaches. This feels like defensive roaches, more so than anything else. 46 workers already here. Layer as a follow-up as well. Maybe it's okay to play like this and then pretend like you want to move out. So we'll see like a 7-8 roach move out across the map. Byun sees that, goes back home, builds a bunker. I mean, that is a possibility. Let's see if that's what is going to happen here. Okay, yeah, throws down 1 bunker. Roaches are going to make their way across the map, but this is a... I don't want to say an obvious fate, because it's not that obvious. Byun's going to run by though with the cars. And this is an issue when you're attacking, of course. This is not a very dedicated attack at all. This is not committed. It's not going to do any damage whatsoever. There is a Banshee on the other side of the map already. And there's a Banshee that's going to be at home here. And it will be capable of dealing with these roaches. Hellions could now go in to start roasting some drones. Would be a very difficult situation to deal with here for Solar, who's on 6 queens, but they're not in position. Evo Chamber builds a little bit of a wall. Here they go. Cars heading in towards the 3rd base as these drones start getting roasted. Cars drive by, 12 drones go down, 2 SCVs go down on the other side, but 15 workers have been killed. Every single roach here is falling as Stimpack is finishing up. Triple CC already done, Orbital not quite, but this has been a fantastic start for Byun, who can now, well, hopefully is going to fly this over and build a reactor. This has not been the greatest macro behind it, not the greatest follow-up, but I still believe he's in a very solid position, in a position where he's way ahead of his opponent, who's down 20 workers from what he's supposed to be. 1-1 upgrades on the way here for Solar. Hellions once again come in, roast a couple more drones, not so sure how many you're gonna get. Seems like about 4 or 5 more, as these 3 cars will end up dying. Not the end of the world. Cars not that useful against a pure roach mid-game. If you're playing against Ravager Bane, yes, cars are nice to deal with the run-bys. If you're playing against pure Bane, yes, cars are nice to deal with the run-bys. But against roaches, it's most of the time going to be a straight-up attack, and cars kind of lose their use. So selling these cars or trading them in for a couple of drones, I think that's a good call there out of Byun. I like it. He is already ahead. He got slightly further ahead with that, as he traded something of no value to him anymore with something that still had value to Solar. It's always going to be a good trade if you play it like that. Now, 27 workers have been killed. The supply still relatively even, and that is somewhat surprising, I guess. Like you'd figure that after killing practically 30 workers, is that Byun would be in a better spot. But his first Marine move out is actually still kind of far away. I didn't like how this follow-up played out. I really don't. Banshee's flying in, gonna get 4 more worker kills here. If he micros this correctly. Yeah. Gonna get more than 4. And microed incorrectly as well, so really double dipping there. 6 workers go down, 67 against 66. Now, in a normal world, there's no way that Byun loses this. It simply doesn't exist, right? Lurker Dan, 11 more creep tumors on the way. If you survive 2 lurkers, everything is possible, or anything is possible, but how are you gonna survive 2 lurkers here? You're down 10 supply while pushing out roaches at a high pace. This is it. This is the army. Unless you clear every single tank on the map, I think a tank push is going to kill this. I'm usually not... Okay, yeah, this is just going to straight up kill this, no? Ravager, 2 roaches get sniped. Banshees once again moving towards the top side. There is a spore on the way. I wouldn't mind to see those Banshees actually returning back home to do something useful with their lives, like being repaired. Second factory coming out. As we have double tag lab, triple reactor, 6 Marines and 2 Marauders is a normal production cycle here for Byun. You see Solar try to turn around and fight. This is not an army that can fight. This is not an army that can do anything, quite frankly. This is an army that you can look at and be okay with tapping out. Like you're not still gonna accidentally win this game. You're not gonna get a big Banelink connection accidentally. You know, it doesn't happen. This is because there's no Banelink. It's fairly unlikely that's going to happen. Tanks in the background as well, just shelling away at drone lines. As Solar here seemingly about to lose game number 1. I find it difficult to believe that he doesn't just straight up die here, and even if he doesn't straight up die here, the follow-up will be too much. GG gets called. Byun indeed wins Grassvan. That's a solid game to start off with as well there for Byun, of course. It's one thing to win the game, but that was pure domination. It's got to give him a little bit of confidence in there. Once again, that's easy. I find it difficult to believe that there's not a single hard counter to this opener. I'm just not buying it. You know, I look at this build and I think to myself, there's no scout for the first 35 minutes, basically. Like, okay, legit 3.5 minutes. 4 minutes, no scout out of Byun ever. There has to be some type of hard counter to this build. I can only imagine. Like, what if someone proxies a hatchery here and gets out 4 roaches? How is he going to defend that with his Marine and Reactor? It doesn't seem very viable to me. It doesn't seem safe at all. But maybe I'm wrong there, of course. It is possible that I'm wrong. I'm not a Terran versus Zerg expert, but it just seems so odd to me that he keeps getting away with playing CC first in 90% of his games. I actually remember, I think it was a best of 5 between Marine King Prime and Dimaga in, I think it was called the Numericable Cup. It was a French tournament, basically the French version of the Home Story Cup, at 8 players. And the final was Marine King versus Dimaga. And Marine King was known for playing CC first, no scout every single game. And Dimaga played 12 pool. I believe it was 5 games in a row. And I actually can't recall who won. I can't recall if it was Marine King or Dimaga who won. But they just kept playing the same build. Marine King, no scout, CC first. And Dimaga, well, back then it was 6 pool, I guess, because you started with 6 workers. That was in like 2012, I want to say, maybe 2013. Wild stuff. Absolutely fantastic. Fabulous, fabulous. Anyway, barracks over here, factory in here as well. Similar opener as in the first game. After me saying that Byun doesn't enjoy playing this type of build order with the Hellions. Look at this. What is this? But Byun is laughing. You know, Byun's laughing. That's all we know. God, I wish I could speak Korean. It would be so helpful in these situations. Although, there is some value to just making up what they're saying. Maybe Solar just called him a greedy prick. And Byun laughed at it. Because he now has a lot of money in the bank. Because he played CC first again. That's what I like to imagine. It's going to be a Viking first. Or Fusion Core. Because this is a double gas. Medevac? Hellbet all in. Ah, I gotcha. Hellbet all in. Into Banshee is going to be my call. Yeah, he's a lot of gas. And you see no tech lab on here. It's either going to be a Viking, a battle cruiser, or a Hellbet all in. It's going to be a Hellbet all in. Let's see how Solar decides to respond this time around. Don't think it's going to be a Roach Warren. So we have the Link Speed finishing up pretty darn soon. First tumor in the main base coming out as well here for our good friend Solar. Metabolic Boost popping off pretty quickly from now. There's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Marines. Liberator follow-up. Ooh. Is this getting spotted? Okay, this is spotting this. It's not getting spotted. Hellions are being saved up at home. It's going to be 6 cars. Yeah, 6 cars. 4 Marines and Medevac against 6 queens. Are all queens at the front. 2 are over here. 3 are over here. 1 queen in the main base. Could be pulled quickly though. Link count at 7 is relatively low. 2 more queens are on the way. Here comes the Marine drop. Medevac taking a lot of damage here in the early stages of this push. As these queens now, a little bit of damage. Good control on that Medevac. Making sure to keep it alive. Can't afford to lose it. This is really nice micro here. Out of Solar. Those splits on the queens. The target fire. The very good and solid target fire on that Medevac. Making sure that it stayed alive. And now these Hellbets trying to escape back home. But I don't quite think they're going to get there. This is, well, not a full wall yet. And this is not a full wall either now, because this depot is still down. 2 Hellions move. Try to move down the ramp? No. Single link goes up, sees that it's a full wall, and doesn't give a crap. Double factory! Byun's playing mech. He never does this. He never plays mech. Legitimately never. Wow. I don't think Solar's going to be ready for this. Mentally. Double evos is a follow-up. That's going to be for 1-1 links. It's going to be 4 or 5 gas into Hydra Bane. I think that's what Solar wants to play here. This is also a really uncommon way to open mech, by the way. Can I just say that? Almost no starport units, no Banshees for control, no battle cruisers for control. We have a second Liberator out right now. So it was Medevac into Lip. Here come the Hellbats. 3 Banes are out already, more being morphed in. We need to see some splits. We need to see some darn good splits. This is not quite it yet. The Lip in the main base, though, denying a little bit of mining. And the Lip in the natural is going to get completely blasted straight into the face. We'll take out a queen and perhaps half a drone. Hellbats once again move in. Can we get some pre-splits? No pre-splits, no splits whatsoever. 66 workers against 56. Third base has finished up as factory 4 and 5 are on the way. It's going to be pure Hellion for now. Actually just pure Hellion. And we indeed do have those Ling upgrades coming in. I mean, you see no Marines here. I think if you're playing against Gumiho, yeah, you throw down a Roach Warren. I was gonna say, but maybe against Byun you don't? No. Solar realizes it's pretty difficult to do this, by the way. Like, whenever you play against a player, you give them a range of build orders and styles. And mech is not a style that feels within Byun's range. So whenever you're kind of making the, like, going through the process in your head, okay, what could this be? I'm seeing this. Now this usually would be mech, or maybe like a delayed blue flame Hellion attack into bio. And despite mech being the way more common thing, just because it's Byun, you might actually think to yourself, okay, maybe I need to prepare for some other type of attack, you know, something else that I'm not aware of. And Solar made the correct read here, and it was not so difficult from what he scouted, but having in the back of your mind who you're playing against, and knowing what Byun usually plays, like what the standard is, I think this was a fairly impressive read. Triple Cyclone here on the way as well. Is this going to be 4 factory with Tech Lab? No, 3 factory with Tech Lab, 2 with reactors. Very heavy on the cars here. Different from what we see most of the time for a multitude of reasons. One of those, of course, being the fact that there's no starport here. But also just so heavy on the cars. I think we're going to see a very harass-based mech style here. Kind of using the Hellions as the control unit. Yeah, we're just... Hellions are just being sacrificed for drones. Just consistently sacking these Hellions for drones. That's interesting as a concept. It really is. Saying, hey, this is a straight up mineral unit that I'm going to be throwing away at your mineral units that also provide money. So if you lose 3 Hellions for 6 drones, that is worth it. Or at least that's the thought process perhaps that Byun has here. So he's really looking at just kind of straight up good trades that also clear some potential eco here. We have once again a 6 Hellion move out. At the same time, Baneling run by being set up towards this 3rd base. There's a semi-wall there. Is there anything at home to defend? No, there really isn't. Cyclone's moving forward. Queen's in, well, not a little bit of trouble. They're pretty darn dead. That's a lot of trouble, actually. That's now these roaches also kind of being blasted here. Let's take a look at the first person out of Byun. Spots this immediately. That's very quick. Pulled away the workers. No, didn't. What? What's his response to build an eBay? Yeah, that's what it... Well, that didn't work. That was not a good response. Also dying at the same time here on the ground. These Cyclones and Hellions just being chased all the way back home. And I guess now we know why we usually see air units with this type of push. That's a little bit of map control. Or with this style. That's a little bit of map control. And make sure that you don't just straight up die against Ling Bane Roach, I guess. So these Roaches never would have made it across the map against 4 battlecruisers. GG gets called. And Solar wins game number 2. 2 rather one-sided games so far in this series. I hope the 3rd one can provide a little bit more fun. Oh, barracks first. So at least we have a switch up coming out of Byun. This is a map that I haven't talked a lot about with Terran players. But when I have, they kind of give you a knowing smile. You know, it's like you ask them about neo-humanity and a grin forms on the Terran face. It's a scary sight. Usually I only see Terrans cry or whine or be upset about things, but you mention neo-humanity and they say, you know, a little bit of a smile around it. They can't help it. It happens automatically. You know, like they know something that you don't. And that's probably that this map is pretty darn good for Terran. The only thing that Zerg really has going for themselves on this map is the fact that there's a rich Vespene geyser. And it allows for some, as a 5th base, maybe some quick 10 gas type of play. But there's really not that much else. Easily defendable 5-6 bases, good positions defensively as well. It is a camper's dream. Alright. Side bases in general, just hard to take for Zerg. Even their own side bases. Like, a lot of chokes. So we see some Mura play on this map often. And out of Terrans, majority of the time we witness triple CC builds here. Because whenever Terrans play triple CC on the map, especially if it's Terrans that usually don't play triple CC, you know something is up. And I think Byun doesn't mind triple CC, but in his heart, he's a double gas opener. You know, wants more aggression, wants to early Marines out on the map, or go for some type of. We see some like 2-base Hellbat attacks like we did last game, or some Hellion Banshee apparently also plays again. He's not much of a triple CC here. And here we go on Neo-Humanity, with the first triple CC of this series. It's going to be, I think, a Banshee triple CC here. If we can actually read that much into gas timing. It's nice snipe there with the Reaper as well. Take a look at the first person. Oh, it's going back in again. Gets the second. 2 more here. Keeps the Reaper, well, not quite alive. God, your Reaper control is garbage. Lamayo noob, you lost 2 tumors. You suck. Pfft, rude. Stop talking crap, Byun. You stop talking crap. You started, you idiotic Zerg. Accurate translations. I think. It wouldn't surprise me if these were the accurate translations. Oh no, if he gets 2 more tumors. I bet Byun's gonna send some more abuse. Look at this. Hey, stop it, you clown. No, Byun comes in with something. Actually, I know what that last word meant. It meant manner, I think. I can read a little bit of it. So I think that Solar was calling Byun out on his bad manners of constantly sniping tumors. Now maybe you should call him out on his bad manners of trying to snipe drones here. That's also not a nice thing to do. I was really feeling another little snarky message here from Solar, but I guess we're not getting it. That's live. Wait, there's no cloak. What is this? Hello? Can we get an update on this build? What in the world am I watching? 2 cloakless banshees. Nice. Innovation used to play stuff like this. Like 2 cloakless banshees or single cloakless banshee a lot. He was a huge fan of it actually. Just always played that type of crap. Third base has landed. Maybe Byun's been watching some old innovation games, you know? Sometimes I do this. I just go on YouTube or... Actually just YouTube. There's no other platform that you can watch old games on. But you go on YouTube and you type in some like old player that you remember. And then you watch the games. You laugh at how bad everyone was. Start Googling if a time machine truly isn't possible. Because good lord, I'd beat these noobs. Although then I also would have to compete against myself. What would be the best way to use a time machine, I wonder? Go back myself and then beat everyone, but then there would be 2 Harstems. Or do I just slip a note to young Harstem and explain him some concepts about how to build orders? It's like, mate, listen to this. What you're currently doing, all garbage. You know, I teach him like the 4-gate zealot at the start of Heart of the Swarm. I tell him about the Immortal. Actually, young Harstem already knew about the Immortal. Young Harstem learned about the Immortal in at a very young age. And good lord, did he like playing that. Hello, this is empty. There's no... What is this? What is this type of defense? This is not good. It's 1 Banshee went down, killed 5 drones. I don't enjoy this build order. I've said it. What I do enjoy here is the follow-up, actually. Now, what is the follow-up, you might ask? The follow-up is just a standard 5-rex into quick +2. We have Hydraling Bane coming out of Solar. Oh, crease red, by the way. Guess that's what happens if you lose your first 3 out of 4 tumors. But 5th base is going to be hard. Based on my experience with this map, I think that Byun is going to win this game. I have a difficult time. A very hard time. I have an insane... What's this? But attacking the rocks. Both of them have been told recently to pound sand. There's no sand around, just rocks. Yeah, this will make a good second. Second choice. There they are, pounding the rocks. That's one hell of a surprise. Take out the rocks, couple of banelings on the high ground. Byun doesn't give a crap. Look at his tank position. There's like no surface area on this tank. This tank can only be attacked by 2 Zerglings at a time. Well, maybe 3. That's a beautiful position. Look at this. No. It would have been more beautiful if there would have been units protecting. Look how long it takes to kill it. These links have been at it for 5 minutes. Some of these links died of old age while attacking the tank. That's how long it took. Who made this position? A Terran player, that's who. You can often see by this type of stuff who the map belongs to. But then again, this Reaper ramp makes no sense if it was truly built by a Terran player. Uh-oh, Byun's moving this tank forward. This position is significantly worse than the other one. They also just rolled forward straight into battle. It's not entirely how you want to do things usually in StarCraft 2. But then again, I'm no Terran player. Ooh, it's good snipes. That is how you want to do it in StarCraft 2. Good, that was a nice micro. So you get another scan. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't even want that. Come on, put the tank here. This position is crazy. I want to see more tanks there. Put it back in, yeah? Come on. One more tank. One more tank. Just one tank. Yeah. Wait, it's not as nicely tucked in, I think. This one has more surface area. I don't like this one as much. You get a 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10. Sorry, that was low. Even for me. Is this a... Oh, they're going back. Attacking the rocks. This makes no sense. Oh, next tank position. He's just jumping from good tank position to good tank position. Oh, good pre-splits as well. This is crazy. This is being done with 2 tanks. This entire push. There's a massive run by though at the 3rd phase. Byun is ready with a bunch of Marines. Loses 7 SCVs. This is a full wall. Look at this. This is a slaughter. Straight into the meat grinder. Straight into the meat grinder. So these lings are trying to eat their way out. You know who can eat their way out? It's wasps. Well, they don't eat, but they dig. Wasps are massive diggers. They can dig through walls at a very high pace. One of my parents' colleagues once had a wasp nest, I think, in her walls, and they dug through the wall into her house. This trick never works. Why is Byun so keen on that trick? Like, the banelings just bust the eBay and you still need to run away. I don't actually like that. I would recommend Byun not to do that again. So, if you have a wasp nest in your walls, it's not safe anymore, okay? I'm just warning you now. So next time you see a wasp nest in your walls with your infrared machine, and you think, oh, it's just a wasp nest in my wall, I shouldn't worry about that. The second thought in your head immediately should be, oh no, wait, Harstem told me about this. So keep that in the back of your head. His position is crazy. This is actually a beautiful position. This is a good run. Oh my god, look at his flank. That's a thing of beauty as well. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful maneuver there out of Solar. Are there any tanks at home? There are 2, but where are they? Actually, where are they? Oh, they're here. Well, they're not in position. They're not sieged up yet. These Marines are going to die if they don't run away. They are going to run away. Still might die, though. Running away isn't as secure as it used to be back here. There's no more tanks available. I think Solar accidentally won the game again. Felt like Byun was doing a fine job, but pushed his luck a bit too far. And now he's dead. So Hydra's dancing in the 3rd. And Solar takes game number 3 here as well. 2 in a row. And that brings us straight into game number 4. Where we have a double Barracks Reaper out of Byun. It's going to be the standard triple Reaper into CC. A very common build, especially coming out of Korean Terrans. I haven't seen a lot of the higher level foreigners do it yet. But foreigners usually, especially when it comes to Terran, a little bit behind their Korean counterparts. There goes the Reaper. We'll start attacking some of these lings. Dealing some serious damage here as well, may I add. Some very serious damage. That's quite a bit of damage on these lings, and usually I'd say that's not a big deal, but because a 3rd Reaper is still going to join and get back in here, yeah, I think Solar is forced into building a couple more lings than he ideally wants to. That's interesting. Oh, this is risky, but working out for now. Good zoning grenade. Another good zoning grenade. Byun dealing a lot of damage here. Killing what? 8 lings already? Takes out a drone for free. Now is going to get surrounded, which will lose him at least 1 Reaper. 2 Reapers go down, but 3 workers killed. 8 lings as well. This was a buzzing start here for Byun. Good response out of Solar, pulling those drones preemptively, stopping the escape. If these drones escape and move in towards the natural, I mean, they're going to kill 1-2 more drones in here, maybe 1-2 more drones in the natural. Queens would have been out of position. Lings weren't ready. 10 lings have been built extra, which means that the drone count isn't what it's supposed to be. And the follow-up is an 8 racks, is a 4 racks. This is an all-in. I've seen Byun do this. He has 2 follow-ups, I think, One is some type of 2-1-1 type of build into a faster 3rd CC. And then you have this 4-Rex as well, which we see him execute now. I am not so sure if Solar is going to be capable of defending this due to his poor start. He probably wants to kind of outgreed his opponent right now. It's really important for Byun to hide these extra Marines. Make sure that you don't show too many Marines. This is a risky move though, moving out on the map. Byun's going for it. He wants to clear, I think, some of these links preemptively. Yeah, there we go. He's gonna go find them. That's 1, that's 2. It's another 2 links you take out. This Overlord is going to get denied as well. This is a big denial here. I love it. Uh-oh. Stim, 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 stim. This is huge. This is big. This is potentially game ending. Oh no. Byun, where are we? Where's the Marines? It's gonna lose Stim. This is a game. You can't lose this when you're all inning. You probably should cancel Combat Shield. I think you're supposed to cancel Combat Shield and start Stim at this point. And then you start Combat Shield on your second one. This would have been game over. I actually think this would have been straight up game over. Look what there is on the map right now. This would have hit with Stom. This would have hit with Stim, Combat Shield, and 10 SCVs. Right now, rather than pulling the SCVs, he's playing something else. But it would have been 21 Marines with Stim and Combat. And what is there right now? There's 5 Queens, that's it. 5 Queens. 5 Queens is not enough. It's not close to being enough. More links out on the way. 3rd CC is well coming out, but I mean, is that really good? Is that really what you want? No, I don't think so. This is not what Byun wanted to play at all, and he's in a terrible position here in game number 4 of this best of 7. That could be a quick end to this series. Well, I guess it wouldn't be over yet, because it's a best of 7. Counting has never been my strong suit. This is just painful to watch though. It's gonna be some type of like practically a 2.5 base all-in out of Byun, but I'm not sure how viable that is at this point. Feels like Solar's pretty ready. Higher queen count. Trying to push out at least a little bit of creep. 42 links, 2 banes. Lair on the way, 3 gases. We're gonna see centrifugal hooks and an evo chamber go down here at the 3rd. This drone moves over towards the 4th base. Actually gonna have to see it throw down a hatch. There we go. I think Solar is preparing for a 2-base all-in here, by the way. I really believe so. He thinks this is just a regular 2-base tank follow-up. Like a 2-base, 5 racks, tanks, all of that good jazz. He's gonna have so many units out. So many. He's gonna crush this push. He's gonna obliterate it. Marine count for Byun is pretty nutty though. It's actually pretty nutty. Holy crap. He's what, 39 Marines? If Baneling speed isn't out, is there potential here? Double drops heading towards the left. A lot of Marines going towards the right. These bad boys moving through the middle. Stim could be activated. Could deal with these links potentially. Baneling speed still a little bit away. As the next 2 medevacs are about to pop as well. And infantry weapons level 1 is finishing up. Here's a medevac. I thought I saw 2 medevacs being produced. Guess it was just 1. Could just target down 4 Banes and then pick up every Marine except for 1. I think that's just what happened. I'm not quite sure how Byun managed to get back into this, but it felt like he didn't do all that much. But maybe the unit movement and the scouting denial was good enough here. Weird. I feel like this should have been game over with that 4 racks. If the Stim doesn't die, I think Byun straight up wins the game with that build, or at least deals a lot of damage. Sounds like there was a lot of potential there. Really crap ton of potential. Now I have a big push here heading towards this side. We have no factory units being produced. Now mines are coming in. Double drop heading over to... Oh my god, this area is tight to drop in. Look at that. This is a full out wall. Except for this part, I guess. So it's not really a full out... Oh, pick up. There we go. Loses 2 Marines, snipes a queen. What are we losing over here? No, oh, well, I guess a couple of Marines. Not the end of the world though. These Marines are going to redrop once again, heal up, and rinse and repeat most likely. If I was Byun, that's what I would be doing. Can't believe how well he's playing this out. We have... Is this 8 racks? 7? Yes, 8 racks. So 8 racks, single factory. Forward base is done as well. Or practically done. We'll fly over to... I was going to say to build a planetary, but I've seen Byun build an orbital on the fort quite often as of late. Bunch of mines moving forward, creep being denied. It's the one thing that Solar isn't doing so well, is spreading creep. I feel like his engagements are good. His decisions are good. His macro is good. But his creep spread is fairly mediocre. Or has been fairly mediocre so far this series. In every single game that he's played. So we see this move over towards the fort base location. Mine's going to shoot this. I think Byun should be taking this out while he still can. That's 2 free queens. And on top of that also these tumors that won't make their way back onto the high ground. This is a gnarly position to try and break as a Zerg player. Because you're fighting up a ramp. It's always very tricky. Pushes the Marauders in front. Oh, mines. Not the end of the world. Couple of decent hits, but not brilliant. 180 supply against 188. Solar setting up for a counter attack, perhaps. Don't think he can do that with +2 finishing up right now. This is going to be a planetary. Does Solar have a hive? No, but it's on the way. It's going to be behind in upgrades for a while though. 2-2 against 1-1. We have 8 mines out on the map. We have a 4 medevac drop heading towards the main. Perhaps initially dropping over here. No, straight heading towards the main. At the same time, Byun moves into this area. That's brilliant. That is great. Moving away from here so that army pulls into the main. And then aggressively going on to creep. Nice. Getting some very good trades here immediately. 170 supply against 168. The follow-up trade's not as brilliant, but Banelings have largely disappeared right now. I don't think this is winnable anymore for Solar. Solar getting completely destroyed. Getting completely destroyed. Redrop as well onto this 5th base as Solar in shambles here. 2-2 against 1-1. Down 30 supply. And it's a matter of time right now until our Zerg player is tapping out. Carapace finishes up here, and he will survive. But this feels fairly bad. He's still being ping-ponged around to different bases. These creep tumors are bothering me here for Byun. Gotta be honest, but another thing that bothers me for Solar is well, the fact that he's losing a crap ton of drones, is still down in upgrades. Byun hasn't started his +3 yet, but he's up 40 supply. And yeah, Solar GG's. Byun wins game number 4 here, giving himself a nice little tie in this series. Never change a winning team, says Byun, as he decides to open with the same build order as last time. Maybe this time actually we'll go for the 4 racks. That actually would be sick. If he does the same exact follow-up. I wonder if they spoke in between games. And Byun was this QKDRMA. That build was garbage. Did you play 4 racks? This actually says 4 barracks. Did you play it? And he says... I don't know what it means. Now he's laughing. Yeah, this means 4 barracks. I can read this. So sick. I don't know what this means. Did you play 4 barracks? He said, maybe. Who knows? That build is balls. I'm gonna beat you. Lamayo. Try, little kid. When's the last time you won a tournament? Ha ha ha. And then this is Solar crying. I made all of that up. But it could be true. Which is what's important. Reaper's going in. And look at it. Look at it. Freaking Reaper King. I keep forgetting that Byun actually used to be the sickest 3 Rex Reaper player. His Reaper control is mental, yeah? Look at this. Bam, bam, bam. 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 He actually has such a good understanding of how to move with this unit. If he would have lost his Reaper, as I said that, I would have been slightly upset. I would have hit myself in the forehead very hard. There they go. Once again. Ooh, get the kill on the creep tumor. Ooh, dive too deep? No, dive the perfect amount. He never dives too deep. Byun doesn't need no oxygen tank. The perfect diver. I'm too afraid of going diving. I don't like the thought of being down there with an oxygen tank. I don't understand how the oxygen tank really works either. So I don't, you know. It seems scary. I feel like people die while diving quite frequently. I'm a bit of an idiot with this stuff as well. What if I accidentally die? And the people that dive also are too enthusiastic about the hobby. It's the same with people that go climbing. You know, their entire life revolves around it. And people that play squash is the same. No, that's not true actually. People that squash usually do it once a week. People that play tennis. I've never seen a casual tennis player in my life. Finding a casual tennis player is like finding a casual StarCraft 2 player. Everyone really wants to get better. Taking lessons from the best player at the club. That makes no sense, that concept. Why would you take lessons from the guy that's best at your club? Because that's the person you want to beat. You should take lessons from the guy that beats the guy you want to beat. Professional advisor, my friend. If you're a tennis player, you want to become the best at your club, don't take lessons from the best at your club. Unless you're the best at the club. Then you can teach yourself. This was not a good move. Wait, what actually was the follow-up? Okay, so this was the triple CC follow-up. Look at this. Solar is going for either a Baneling bust or he's afraid. And Solar doesn't strike me as a guy that is afraid very often. But this is a fake move out. You see that? Oh, I think they got spotted though. That got spotted. Oh, this was great. So for the people who wonder why Byun just cancelled this combat shield, it's actually very funny. Okay, he's gonna go back in and see this. So we're seeing pure drones right now and spores. Oh. So, okay. Solar scouted that this was spinning after it already stopped spinning, which means that one upgrade had finished. Now, if you're playing the 4x... Oh, hold that thought, that every single Marine's gonna die here. If you play the 4x variation, you have a second tech lab in the main that gets the combat shield. So you get the stim on the first barracks, the combat shield on the second. And you don't want to get concussive shells with that because you're playing pure Marine. So the fact that Solar spotted this thing going green meant that Solar could make the read that this was fake. And then he started building drones and spores. Very cool read. Now, there is another level to this mind game that these players haven't figured out yet, but I just thought of. What if you're playing the 4x? You show that you finish the stim, and then you start concussive shell here. So your opponent thinks, aha, that is combat shield. But in reality, it's concussive shell, but it's fake. And you cancel it. And then you 4x your opponent, and you win the game as they're under-preparing. That's next level. Sometimes I do stuff like that, you know, these next level moves. And then my opponent doesn't understand what's happening. Just die. Like, oh, it's a 4x. With Baneling bust me, you lose the game. Terrible stuff. You feel so smart when you're doing these little tricks. You know, it's like feeling so brilliant. Never ends well. 75 workers against 61. This also isn't ending well for Byun. He gets up in upgrades and he's going to... Ooh, 8 racks. Ooh, 8 racks. Intonation of that 8 racks was incorrect. 8 racks is always exciting. So you need to have the proper intonation there. Baneling speed here coming out as well. Centrifugal hooks, of course. Hydra then with the muscular augments. The Hydra speed. This is really late upgrades. Holy crap. There's going to be a 2-2 timing window. That's going to last a little while. As long as the reign of the late Queen Elizabeth. Which was very long. Fort Command Center on the way. This is the new wave of Terran builds here. I'll talk about it in a sec after this drop does nothing. Is he gonna drop forward? No, he's gonna drop backwards. Yeah, yeah. You drop forwards when you have momentum, but Byun currently doesn't have momentum. Or if you want to create momentum, but you can't create momentum out of nothing, so no point. A lot of Terrans have been playing this. Once again, only Kareem Terrans. You go 8 racks, but build them in your main base, and add 3 tech labs. Then you get the CC, and you play single factory. I am not entirely sure what the purpose of it is. But, like, I don't quite understand it. But a lot of Terrans have been playing it. I've seen Gumiho do it a lot. I've seen Byun do it a bunch. I think I've seen Bunny do it once or twice as well. So that's at least 3 Terrans that I respect that are doing it. So yeah, if you're a Terran player and you also want to be respected and get better at the game, just copying the pros and executing their builds improperly isn't gonna gain you any respect. Threw you guys for a loop there, didn't I? 2-2 finishing up here, as we have the Lurker then on the way right now. Hive halfway done. We're gonna see Adrenal Glands start while +2 Carapace hasn't even finished yet. It's one of these rare moments in StarCraft 2. Creep spread is looking a lot better this game than it has in the previous 4. Sword base is being denied. This is one hell of a timing though. There's just not enough mines. I feel like if there was 4 more mines in this army, this would be a good army. But with only 4 mines total, it's not that great of an army. Like, the task of the Marauders, in my mind, is to stay alive, to catch Baneling bodies, while the mines do the real work. So, having pure Marauder isn't that great if there isn't mines to back them up. Like, they really live or die with the mine. Because the Marines are always running, right? Marines are little losers. Shoot at you from a distance, run away. Shoot at you from a distance, run away. Off creep, go fast. Never in front. The mines, they just sit there and shoot. And they do big damage, they attack the Baneling clumps. And the Marauders kind of force the clumps. You know, you can't send 2 Banes forward because there's 12 Marauders. But here the mine count seems so low. Gonna have another try though, as there's still 2-2 against 1-1. Potential for a good fight is definitely there. Vipers are being brought out as well. Ooh, this is an interesting army split. Holy crap. I'll be on microing this. Even if I zoom out, it's difficult. I don't know. I almost feel like Byun needs to wait at this moment until he gets more mines and 3-3. But he also can't wait because Seismic Spines is on the way. He's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. And now the rock is chasing him. It's Dwayne Johnson. It's not a guy you want chasing you. I'm not sure how fast he is. Surely if you have that much muscle, you can't be running as quick. There has to be some limitations to what a human can do. Otherwise the fastest runners would be way more muscled. I don't think Ball is that huge. It's definitely not... Hello? Stop doing this eBay thing! What is this? It's not good. You need to run away anyway. Just give yourself a head start. Start running faster. Every time I look at the supply, I'm surprised. Surprised. Because it's the supply, you get it? Every time I look... I look at the supply, I'm surprised that that is so close, but Byun also not in a great position. Yeah, I feel like Byun loses every single fight, but it ain't looking that brilliant. Some of these lurkers move forward. It's 10 of them. There's nothing really here, is it? No lips, no ghosts, no tanks. A couple of mines and pure marauder. It is going to be a... It's going to be a very hard fight. Yeah, not a very good one. Parasitic bomb being thrown here on these medevacs. And Am I just gonna hit there? Yeah, I think Solar's winning this, honestly. I think this is a cool style, but it really feels like you need to either get a higher mine count initially or retain your mines better. And I also feel like there was almost too much creep for this to really be valuable or to be possible to execute. 2-3 mines gonna get taken out pre-fight here as it's 47 banings being morphed in. There's still 7 lurkers in the back as well. Byun's going to be forced to tap out there. Had a lot of workers, made this game closer than I think it should have been after the early game, but Solar ends up winning the game and putting himself on match point. Game number 6 will be played on Babylon. Interesting. So now we're seeing a standard barracks expand. We've seen that once before in this series. It went horribly wrong for Byun. It was the 3rd game, I believe. First 2 games CC first. Then a single barracks expand with a single gas. And then 2 times the double barracks opener. Oh, it was the Neo-Humanity game, right? Yeah, I think that was it. Look at this Uru sitting here. Oh, can't see it anymore. Very sad as the Reaper pops over into this natural. Starts shooting links like his life depends on it. To be fair, it kind of does. Ooh, that's a dead drone. Type some letters, come on. Make fun of your opponent. Poke fun at his poor drone control. I guess you can't really do that if you're down a game. I bet if Byun was even right now, or it was the first game of the series, he would say something nice. I think these guys are good friends as well. Starport's gonna be thrown down. Pre-second gas. Look at that. No gas here. No gas here. No gas here. I think it's gonna be Viking here. Or still Banshee? No. Raven? No. Not enough gas for that. Single Viking into Stim? Is that it? It's so difficult to call Terran builds, honestly. They all look alike. But they all get a freaking tech lap on here. Okay, but it's gonna be a Raven, isn't it? If this is a Banshee, I'm actually gonna eat a shoe. I have my fingers crossed. Phew. Got away with murder there. Too bad I didn't have a camera on me. So no one will be capable of confirming this. But I can promise you I'm an honorable, very honorable guy. I wouldn't lie about something like this. I didn't think that was possible to play Banshee like this. I thought you needed a faster second gas. I guess you live and you learn. He's going to be playing Banshee with Cloak this time. On Neo-Humanity played it without Cloak. That was a disaster. Hopefully this will be less of a disaster. I kind of want to see another game after this. I'm enjoying this series so far. Okay, that's a disaster to start with. 4 cars. 6 cars. I'm not adding 2 more. This is like a fake Banshee or something. It's just a trick. This is a real one. And the second one has to be a real as well. Do we get Stim? No, not yet. Here we go. Byun has dealt 0 damage so far in this game. That is very little damage. I guess he killed the 1 drone. Ooh, I was gonna take out a couple of these tumors. That's nice. That's real nice. Cloak Banshee not ready yet. Cloak still about 10 seconds away from finishing. But the first spores already done. Yep, they are. Yeah, Solar's in a fantastic spot here. He's in a great spot. Needs a fort base. Gonna get a fort base. Needs queens in position. Has queens in position. What does he need, but doesn't he have yet? I wouldn't mind seeing some Evo chambers being thrown down. Pop down on the map here in a couple of seconds from now. Has the cash available for it. There we go. Once again going for 5 gas. Lingbane Hydra into Viper. This is the Solar golden standard. It's what he loves to do. It's what he's best at. This is not good control on those Banshees here. Shooting twice on the Queen, meaning that 2 extra drones get to stay alive. I think that was fairly bad here. 5 more drones on the way, bringing the total drone count up to 70-ish, I think. Seems to be the case. Cars here getting caught out as well. Byun's early game. Oh, Not a disaster, perhaps, as these Lings move towards the left side, back home. Didn't think they could finish those cars, I guess. Really felt like at least 2 more would have gone down. Probably a worthwhile trade in my mind. Ooh, Queen in a little bit of trouble. Byun perhaps not falling apart after all. Yeah, not great. Really not a great start here. It's got to be fighting against 76, 77 drones. And I don't think he's hitting a particularly hard timing with this follow-up either. He's currently on, what, 10 Marines? It's going to hit at like 6:45, 7 minutes with 10, 12, 13 Marines and Stim. This is not the tightest follow-up I've seen in my life. It really isn't. As now these Banshees are going to die as well, or at least one goes down. Yeah, and we have a macro hatch coming up, maybe even a 5th base soon. Creep spread not all that far out on the map. We do have a 5th base on the way, just not the location I thought it would be. Infestation pit already being plopped down. No Hydra den yet. So it's probably going to be floating a little bit of gas in the next few minutes with these very fast 5 gases. Solar that is. Can stick just with 76 workers as well. Could even go for a 1-1 all-in. Ooh. Like not really an all-in, but like a 1-1 attack. 76 workers. You attack the 3rd base, big run by. It's definitely possible. Lots of Lings are in production. 136 supply against 132. Hellbats popping in forward as well. Combat shield about to finish up. Centrifugal hooks just cleared. That means that basically all the upgrades are going to be here, except for the attack and carapace upgrades for the Zerg, which is not huge, but still would have been nice to be there. This is an attack with potential. Combat shield finishes up. 1-1 finishes up. Can we get a pre-split here on those Hellbats? No, we can't. A couple of Hellbats perhaps to defend the tank in the back. That would be nice. Yes, 5 drones have already gone down. As this is going to be a Ling-Bane flank. Pure Ling flank would not work against these Hellbats, of course. We'd love to see a pre-split on these Hellbats. Having 6 surrounding the same tank doesn't help. This is a massive overstimming. It means that a single Bane hit is going to clear all of these. Combat shield being completely useless. Here we go. Hellbats die. Lings connect with the tank, perhaps. No, not yet. Hellbat still alive. 1 Hellbat actually helping out there. This drop is going to maybe kill the 5th. Link so far not dealing well with it. Banelings need to come in. That's a pickup. Byun actually ahead. After this trade, Adrenal Glands is on the way. But so is 2-2. So is a 2nd factory. I'm liking this position very much for Byun, as he is in control. This is feeling good. This actually is feeling quite good. It's a little bit reminiscent of the Dragon Skills game in a way. Sure, it was a different start, but it feels that there's the same type of momentum right now on Byun's side. I'm not entirely sure about this same position once again. Still is the flankability is fairly high here. This is not a great hill to die on, and a lot of Marines will most likely have that fate here. A couple of pickups, 143 to 139. Supplies remain fine. First Viper on the way. That's going to throw a wrench into the plans of Byun, who hasn't transferred workers over to his fort base yet, hasn't started a Ghost Academy yet, and is now building a 2nd tech lab, so heading into heavy tank production. Hydral is then getting thrown down here right now. And this feels more like a Hail Mary than a, hey, I actually want to build a lot of Hydras. This is like, I need lurkers, or I'm just going to straight up die. Byun's going to spot that, target down that Hydra then. That means lurkers are even further away than they were just half a minute ago. Oh, can we get a pickup? Yes, we can. Vipers are out though. I'm not sure if Byun is ready for that, as he clears a lot of creep in the middle of the map. Byun, firm control of this game right now. 3 groups multitasking across the map as the creep is quickly disappearing here out of Solar's life. Oi, 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 my dear friend. This is not looking good for you. 5th base on the way as well for Byun. None of these bases are under any threat, by the way. Byun's having the game slap. I would love to see a tank on the left side rather than on the right. It feels like they're way safer over there, but I guess these do cover a bigger area in the middle. This is a lot of Marines. Target fire of the tank. Look at that. Shift clicking on those Banes. Pop, 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 like balloons. No! +2 gets sniped. +1 range gets sniped. That is terrible. That is hugely terrible here. Vipers are throwing parasitic bombs on the opponent. Marines once again moving forward as well. There's a single medevac with this push. Drones being taken out, and this hatchery, will it stay alive? Yes, it will, but At what cost? At the cost of, well, basically, well, actually, these Marines are gonna die as well. This was a good trade for Solar. I said nothing. This is the first good trade for Solar in a while as well. Because he lost a crap ton of stuff. 3-3 hasn't started yet for Byun. Byun, no. So far ahead in upgrades for so long, and especially after sniping those two Evos, 3-3 really could be the killing blow here. Now it's not going to be the killing blow because there's no 3-3. Still believe that something else is going to be the killing blow because Byun's still in a fantastic position. Baneling count is low. Single Viper, that's it. Hydraling Bane, not great against pure tank Marine Marauder. Especially not if these tanks have vehicle weapons level 2 as well. These are significant upgrades that Byun is working with. Just, yeah, I would love to see +3. There we go. Do get to see that indeed. Interesting fight. Solar is going to be bleeding out a lot of units for starters. We'll take out 1, 2 tanks though. Where's the rest of the army? Is it stuck? No, it's dropping in the main. This was a bad fight. But why? It felt like it had all the ingredients for a good fight. This is like my cooking. You know, I have the onions, I have the tomatoes, and I have the pasta. Why does it taste so bad? The same with this fight. Like there was tanks, there was just +2 vehicle, the position was off creep, Solar attacked up a ramp. Why did it go so poor for Byun? I don't understand. Maybe I forgot the garlic. Need garlic for a good fight. Double drop here. It's going to kill this 6th base. So base-wise, I think Byun's still doing fine, but he had so much momentum, and that momentum kind of got sucked away now. You know, like a... What's an animal that sucks joy out of your life? A snake. It kills people. It's not very fun at all. I wouldn't want to encounter a snake. You wouldn't want to encounter a fight that Byun just had over here. So snakes and that fight are very similar. They're annoying, and I don't want to meet them. Snakes also can run very fast, despite not having feet. Fun fact. What is this? Double pickup? This is a good fight. Yeah, it's so good. Found his momentum back. Not sure how he did that, but he saw it in the distance, spotted it. I was like, alright, you're coming back here, son. I've got you again. Solar in shambles. Yeah, once again, the triple drops just heading in, heading out, heading in, heading out. Solar really struggling with it. This is far on creep. If he clears all these tumors, then this is going to be a banger of a position. Wouldn't mind seeing these tanks a little further forward. Ghost being built behind it. Man, Byun is playing one hell of a game. Average APM of 417 as well. This guy is quick. He's fast. His brain works well. I want to be more like him. Triple Ghost, double factory, triple factory. Hello, are we transitioning into mech? Or are we just transitioning into 9 tanks at the same time? Plenty of... Oh my god, he's 200 energy. On two command centers, 2 orbitals. That's 8 mules. 8 mules equals about 1600 minerals. That's 4 more command centers. Just like that. Crazy. Life comes at you fast like that. We do have 2 more command centers coming in. Tank count is at 5, Ghost count is at 9, Marauder count is high, Marine count high enough. This is important as well against high link counts, actually, that you have some Marines in there. Don't want to have an army consisting of pure Marauders. We're good at tanking. Okay, this is going to be one hell of a fight for Byun. Look at this. Look at these guys go. Oh, actually, look at the rest of the tanks. EMPs are going to connect. So will this... It isn't a good fight at all for Byun. Wait, what happened? Sometimes I don't understand this game. Planetary dying is actually big. If one of these command centers also falls, it would be extra big. Wait, what's this? This was a fight off creep. With tanks in position. With a maxed out Terran army that was up in upgrades. Like, shoot me. What is he supposed to do? Okay, that was a lot of Banes. Here we got a couple more tanks, I guess. Gonna go up to 8 tanks. No sensor tower here, might even be hurting him. I wanna have another look at that fight. What was it, like 1450? After this game ends. That was a weird fight for Byun to lose. I don't quite get that. Why did he lose that? Wouldn't it be smarter just to win it? What a mistake. Sensor tower now being thrown up. This is a large bailing force as well. I'm actually starting to be a little bit afraid. 85 workers is not an insane amount for Solar, so his army is still big. EMP did connect with all the Vipers. We're gonna see a lift here on this command center, I hope. As this orbital is gonna get sniped down by these Hydras. Bailings continue to move in. 62 more links in production. Byun's gonna keep large portions of his army alive, but I don't know. He did lose a lot of key units again. Gonna see a rebuilding of the banks. I don't think we want to go for a counterattack here beyond. Overall resources lost is favorable for the Terran player, of course. And this this tank actually does it have vision of that? I think it barely does. So we just shoot down the hatchery, I guess, every time it gets built. That's hilarious. Does it one-shot a hatchery if you hit it immediately? Poof. No, I don't. Quick cancel out of Solar. Nice. Meh. Do we want to move on creep here, Byun? 4 ghosts? 8 tanks, though. That's a significant tank count. I see, what, 4 over here. That's not a significant tank count. Especially against 38 Banes. Look at how open this area is as well. Ling run by, heading into this base. We'll take out this planetary most likely. Lots of Marines moving down at the same time. An attack coming in out of Byun. There's no planetary here to back up to. Marauders taking a brunt of the bailing damage, but the Lurkers dishing out a lot of little spiky boys as well. Tanks trying to siege up behind this. 13 SCVs go down. Byun in trouble. Well, this is not in trouble. This is dead. If Byun just was in trouble, it would be okay. Maybe be sent, you know, to his room. A curfew from now on. This is way worse. It's like getting kicked out of school trouble, you know. This is not... It's real, you know, a doctor through someone's letterbox. Which is also a messed up thing to do and not something I endorse, of course. You know, you wouldn't get in as much trouble as Byun is right now for doing a move like that. That's what I'm trying to say. Nice little ghost drop here. It's going to snipe the Lurker. I don't think it's going to be enough. There's so many Banes once again. It's 37 to 32k. I think the fights were just simply too good here for Solar. It's going to throw a big blinding cloud on top of this. The Banelings moving forward will connect with, well, some part of the army, and that's going to be enough. I want to go back to that fight. This made no sense. 1440, 1450. Yeah, here we see it. I saw it happening. I'm so curious what went wrong there. Like, it looked like the ideal fight, no? It had what, like 4 or 5 tanks? Okay, maybe it only had 3 tanks. I thought it has more tanks. I really thought it had more tanks. Ah, that was my bad. And I guess it's 75 workers only. So you're working with very large army supply. And then there's 3 tanks not in the fight. And there's 4 ghosts not in the fight. So yeah, that's so maybe 20-ish supply or so that you're missing in the fight. Then you're down 10 supply already. As a high Bane count. And the position is also okay for the Zerg, right? Easy to split. I thought this was going to be a better fight, though. I was looking at it and I thought, better fight. These guys do show up at some point. Resources lost. Nah, I think if these SCVs don't die in the end and the planetary stays alive, it's okay for Byun. But the planetary and the 14 SCVs really make this a bad fight, I think. Of course, losing all your tanks also isn't great. Well, doesn't matter anymore. This game has now officially ended. And so has the series. 4-2 in favor of Solar. Congrats to him. Congrats to all of you for sitting through it. It was a pretty fun series, though, so it wasn't that hard. Thanks for watching. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, don't forget to like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Bye-bye.